part of New York has a really high density and diversity of invasive species, and that's due to a number of factors. We're in close proximity to New York City and ports of entry. We have southern species that are moving northward. We have northern species that are moving southward. And we have a legacy of disturbance and human occupation of this area that has kind of set the stage for invasive problems.
My name is Joshua Beese. I'm the Conservation Dogs Program Manager at New York, New Jersey Trail Conference. I'm also in charge of managing the dogs, training, and handling.
The New York, New Jersey Trail Conference Conservation Dogs Program is designed to augment our invasive species management program that we do through the Lower Hudson Partnership for Regional Invasive Species Management, or PRISM for short.
What we do here is we basically use dogs to look for invasive species, and that could either be plants, insects.
So one of the benefits of working with dogs is that as humans, when we're looking for early invader plants, for example, we have to look with our eyes. And because dogs use their nose for scent, then we have an entirely separate tool to add to our toolbox. And so, if it's not flowering, it might be hard for people to see, but the scent is still as available for the dogs to access, so they can find plants when we can't find them, maybe smaller plants, hidden plants amongst other plants. So it really just broadens our ability to find these plants.
And over time, that thoroughness should allow us to get to the point where that population is eradicated sooner, so with less effort and less cost in terms of human wages and time.
We decided we were going to start with Scotch broom. That's a plant that's tier 2 and is definitely a problem in the Lower Hudson Valley. Tier 2 are the plants that we believe that we can still eradicate.
So Parks feels that it is one of our obligations to remove invasive species. Because we do have our priority areas, and one of our main priority areas is protecting biodiversity within our parks. We have a lot of rare species and we have a high diversity in a lot of our parks. So knowing that invasive species is one of the main impacts on biodiversity and health of an ecosystem, we aim to protect and remove those from our ecosystems. So we, not just parks employees, but we as a populace, as citizens, can enjoy our natural environment.
Her behavior changed right at the top. I went up afterwards when I marked that, and there's a little sapling that's about that big. So those are things.
When invasives come into an environment, they change it completely, and they can push out native species, reduce biodiversity, and overall just reduce the health of the ecosystem. I don't think people understand the importance because sometimes it happens slowly. The reason why we're using dogs is because sometimes they're hard to find. But eventually, if we don't get rid of invasives, everything will look the same. And you wouldn't be able to enjoy the trails like we do now.
I think one thing that's great about the New York, New Jersey Trail Conference Conservation Dog Program is that it's really focused on issues here and species of concern here in New York and New Jersey. And so it's really important to be able to respond quickly, get the dogs trained to the local species of concern, and get them trained quickly and out working on those issues as soon as possible.
The New York, New Jersey Trail Conference Conservation Dogs Program is special because we are a permanent program. The dogs don't come here for a contracted period of time and then go back to their organization. They are here year-round, year after year. And so we're able to focus on invasive species with the dogs anytime we need to. And so that is unique. There are no other programs that do the same thing that are focused solely on invasive species.
The most important thing is that we try and maintain and eradicate all of the invasive species that we possibly can. And in order to do that, we're going to have to grow the program. We're not going to be able to manage this problem in an area so large with just one handler and one dog. We're going to need multiple dogs, we're going to need multiple handlers, and we know that the invasive species we have now are not going to be the only ones. There are going to be new problems arising, and we have to be prepared to be able to fight against those.
Good job, Nia! Good job! Good job, Nia! Yeah! You got it! You got it!
If I could be doing anything in the world, what would I be doing? This is absolutely it. This is a dream job, combining my love of animal behavior, dogs, human impacts on the environment, conservation, everything that I feel passionate about, doing it right now.